Thank you all for joining us here today. We'd like to present to you People First, our management intervention plan for your firm. Let's break down the current situation at the firm. The escalating crisis at the firm is stemmed from the conflicting ideas to either maintain traditional leadership or completely replace it with the modern leadership model. The root cause of this catastrophic conflict that is threatening to be the collapse of the firm is the sacrifice everything mentality. So to resolve the conflict, we must bridge the divide. But how? We propose a complete transformation of the firm's mentality with people first. The sacrifice everything mentality functioned through the neglect of the people at the firm, causing a lack of work-life balance, low morale, gender discrimination, burnt out associates, all under the pervasive and intimidating work culture. And all of this has led to the current divide within the firm. While such sacrifice and production over people enables short-term success and results, this is at the cost of long-term success. Thus, if this sacrifice everything mentality continues to fester, it will inevitably result in the collapse of the firm. And this is where we come in. Our solutions will enable the continuity and longevity of the firm by putting people first. So how do you put this people first mentality into practice? The full range leadership model, which acts as an overarching guideline for our proposed solutions, the implementation of a new code of conduct, well-being policies, and conflict resolution. So what is the full range leadership model? The traditional and modern leadership models are most appropriately characterized as transactional and transformative. In order to bridge the gap in the firm, it's not a matter of replacing one leadership model with the other, as the leadership team currently assumes. Rather, the firm must adopt an effective balance between the two models, that is, employing the full range leadership model. Transactional leadership seeks to maintain organizational stability and structure within the firm, in which interactions between people are viewed as transactions, whilst transformational leadership deals with abstract and intangible concepts such as vision and change, where there's a focus on the consideration for the people. The full range leadership model is the capacity to recognize your followers' needs and adapt your leadership style to meet these concerns. And therefore, these two leadership models must be combined, as they cannot operate effectively if applied individually. This is because transformational leadership focuses on vision and ideas for the future, intangible concepts. Such ideas can only be made tangible and put into practice by traditional leadership practices. And so, how do we employ this full range leadership model? Our solutions.
A well-structured code of conduct is essential for guiding our actions and upholding our core values. A code of conduct is a set of guidelines and expectations that are designed to outline acceptable and professional behaviours within an organisation. A code of conduct helps establish a standard of ethical and professional conduct. Components of a code of conduct address areas such as ethical behaviours, reporting and enforcing, respect and dignity, conflict of interests, and confidentiality. A well-crafted code of conduct helps maintain a positive and productive environment by setting clear expectations and providing a basis for accountability. Further research has stated that codes of conduct are created to avoid legal consequences of ethical breaches and promote public image, ensuring that members of the field maintain a higher standard of conduct that would be called for by law. This provides professional guidance and high standards for individuals in terms of their respect, actions, and behaviours towards colleagues and workplace expectations. Upholding a sacrifice everything mindset and workplace motto does not acknowledge the personal lives of individuals and their own commitments. Enforcing a people-first model. At the beginning of each working year, staff members must take a code of conduct course. This will be a 3-hour mandatory course and must be completed by all staff members. This will further reiterate the workplace's new expectation. For example, if an incident takes place, Reporting is stated in the Code of Conduct. The official Code of Conduct states that all staff are expected to commit to their duties, adhere to ethical standards, and maintain confidentiality of firm matters. All staff are to be treated with utmost respect. Any form of discrimination, harassment, or bullying of staff breach Code of Conduct. These include gender discrimination, any form of harassment, intimidation, gossip, inappropriate banter, ignorance of boundaries, and any forms of abuse of power. All staff are expected to acknowledge perspective and voices of other staff members. Staff should prioritise their health and safety. Staff are not required to communicate past working hours. Conflict of interest and staff disagreements are to be dealt with professionally, and an agreement must be made that makes all parties comfortable. Staff are to report any breaches of the Code of Conduct and take accountability for their actions. Reflecting on the gender discrimination that is prevalent within the Patterson and Wilkins law firm, there are common instances of personal attacks and undermining, specifically towards Handel. Stating she's too young for holding such a strong position questions her competence based on gender. The new Code of Conduct states that any form of harassment, gender discrimination breach the Code of Conduct. These behaviours will no longer be tolerated.
It is important for employees to maintain a healthy work-life balance to ensure a harmonious relationship between the balance of work and balance of life is set. The term work-life balance refers to juggling between the demands of work and an individual's home and family life. Numerous investigations thoroughly investigate the importance of a healthy work-life balance. Keeler, Richardson, and Boris argued through empirical positive evidence there are positive outcomes for both individuals and an organisation for maintaining a satisfactory work-life balance. As support for this positive work-life balance focuses on certain lifestyles promoting a maximum benefit to occur without being realised by organisations or individuals. If organisations are unable to maintain this positive work-life balance within the organisation, it can lead to employees rushing to maintain different commitments in their lives. Patterson and Wilkins currently have a negative work-life balance due to their mentality of sacrifice everything. To promote a healthy work-life balance, they are recommended to work on their current state by implementing through the foundation of our recommended mentality, people first, to help determine boundaries between employers, employees, and clients within the organisation at set time. It ensures that between the times 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., workers are able to freely contact each other through various communication styles such as email, face-to-face, etc. Once 5 p.m. has passed, workers are unable to reply or send emails until the following day. The policy can also include compressed hours, allowing staff to work 4 days out of the week instead of 5, by working longer hours, but with fewer days, meaning they are able to dedicate more days towards their personal life. Policy also ensures boundaries are set, meaning employees are only working within their set times and not allowing overtime to occur, as Patterson and Wilkins are already facing issues of employees burning out. By implementing these work policies, the company is able to boost both morale and job satisfaction, as employees are able to maintain an equal work-life balance. Employees also are able to feel recognised. Organisations who support a healthy work-life balance promote productivity. It also allows and improves the mental and physical well-being of employees and boosts the diversity of an organisation.
To address the significant issues of poor work-life balance and low morale at Patterson and Wilkins, implementing and providing access to counselling services is a crucial step. These measures aim to dismantle the sacrifice everything culture that has contributed to employee burnout and dissatisfaction. Introducing mental health days is a progressive initiative that allows employees to take time off specifically for their mental health and well-being. It's found that mental health time off was highly beneficial on improving one's mental health and well-being. This approach recognises that mental health is as important as physical health and allows for recovery from stress, anxiety, and other mental health conditions. At Patterson and Wilkins, where the expectation of constant availability has been the norm, mental health days will offer staff a much-needed break. Employees will no longer feel pressured to work at full capacity, irrespective of their emotional and psychological well-being. By allowing employees to take days off without fear of the repercussions, the firm sends a powerful message that it values the well-being of its staff. This can enhance loyalty, improve productivity, and reduce burnout. Furthermore, mental health days create a space for individuals to recharge and return to work with a clearer mind and increased focus, ultimately benefiting the firm's overall performance. Offering paid counselling services is another key intervention to improve employees' well-being. The culture at Patterson and Wilkins has led to emotional strain, which can manifest in anxiety, depression, and even physical health issues. Providing free access to professional counselling allows employees to address these challenges in a confidential and supportive environment. Counselling can help individuals develop coping mechanisms to deal with work-related stress, improve emotional resilience, and even help address personal issues that might be impacting their professional lives. Furthermore, counselling services contribute to creating a culture of care and compassion, aligning with Sarah Handel's vision for a more inclusive and humane work environment. It offers employees a way to navigate the high-pressure demands of the job while still prioritising their mental health. By implementing mental health days and offering paid counselling services, Patterson & Wilkins significantly boost morale and job satisfaction by fostering an equal balance between work and personal life for employees. This demonstrates a fundamental shift from the firm's toxic, demanding culture to one that acknowledges the importance of employee well-being.
In Patterson & Wilkins, the issue of low morale, workplace toxicity, and the division between the people in power and the firm's associates is evidently causing a downturn in workplace culture, especially without substantial conflict resolution systems in place. For example, the interpersonal conflict between the vision of senior partner Sarah Handel and Michael Johnston is giving rise to negative group dynamics, where each partner and their associates are using in-group bias within the organisation, leading to a deterioration in employee relationships on the basis of incompatibility. In-group bias leads to feelings of exclusion and resentment from employees, which as a result leads to decreased productivity and innovation. In a law firm, these consequences are principal to failure in an industry with ever-changing societal expectations and legal industry standards. Inevitable toxicity is likely to occur in a highly performing workplace where senior partners adopting divergent visions. However, the intergroup conflict between each partner and their associates can be reduced with partners adopting the path goal approach. The path goal approach describes a manager which is directive, participative, achievement-oriented, values-based, and who places an emphasis on relationships and networking in a supportive environment. These characteristics of a manager will be key to rebuilding relationships within the firm to allow for innovation and productivity to increase, especially in the long run. Due to the dysfunctional conflict between Handel as one party and senior partner Johnston and managing partner Amanda Weston as another party, a dialectical approach is recommended where a common ground is reached despite inevitable differing visions between those partners. A shared conclusion is able to be reached on the basis of emotional integrity, where leaving conflict aside will allow the firm to move into the future with new ideas adapted more towards the people-first mindset. Johnston began sowing seeds of doubt, attempting to threaten and undermine Handel's vision. However, his autocratic approach is more likely threatening internal relationships within the firm, placing a direct impact on a sense of belonging in a single team amongst colleagues. Johnston were to utilise a dialectical approach to solving by actively listening to Handel and her associates' ideas and visions. A shared conclusion can be reached. Both partners can agree on sharing the same idea of wanting success for the firm in their respective ways, which can mean adopting ideas from both partners. Therefore, utilising the path goal approach to management in order to build and maintain employee relationships between each partner and between partners and associates, and adopting the dialectical approach to conflict resolution so a shared conclusion can be reached, will both result in the long-run success of the firm remaining stable whilst the organisation can maintain its competitive position in the industry. In summary, the issues we have identified stemming from a sacrifice-everything mentality within the firm has had the overarching effect of prioritising short-term gains at the cost of long-term employee well-being, threatening the collapse of the firm. This has ultimately led to a toxic workplace culture with burnt-out employees, gender discrimination, and low morale. Our management intervention plan, People First, will reverse the harm done by the brewing conflict, offering new strategies for the firm to bridge the divide between traditional and modern leadership by adopting the full-range leadership model, which encompasses a new code of conduct, well-being policies, and conflict resolution by way of a path goal approach. Relationships within the firm can be fostered on a positive and communicable foundation to allow the continuity and longevity of Patterson & Wilkins by the implementation of People First.